Hello and welcome back to Serious About Salvage and another video on the channel. So today's video we're going to look at trying to diagnose the Mini. I have mentioned this I think a few times in other videos. The Mini developed a misfire on idle. It cleared once you applied throttle, but it only got worse and worse and worse, and now it's multiple misfires on all cylinders and runs like a bag of. So I need to find out what's wrong with it and decide what to do. As you can see, we're a little bit penned in today with cars all around us, but we don't need any room. I'm in between jobs and got a bit of downtime. I thought, put a bit of time into this Mini, let's try and get to the bottom of it, and I can decide if I'm going to fix it, if it's going to get sent off to auction, and either way it's some progress and an end in sight. I'm not too hopeful for this. I think it's serious, but let's just have a look. So as always, if you enjoy these videos, please do consider subscribing to the channel. Big thumbs up. Any questions or comments, drop them in the bottom and I'll see if I can get to them. So I'll spin you around and let's just have a look at what we're dealing with. So this is the Mini in question. If you're new to the channel, we rebuilt this Mini only a few months ago, but it was a long ordeal and it was sat in this corner for about 9 months before that. It's worth a watch. I'll put a link up in the top corner to the videos for this car, then you can watch it get rebuilt and come back and see this at the end maybe. So a bit of backdrop. This car, obviously my wife's been using it for a couple of weeks, well a month and a half. You all are a little bit behind on the story of this car. I did take it to get the headlights coded so that the rings are on for the side lights. That all was sorted out, and I just never got round to finishing the last video. But it has been on the road for 2 months or whatever, 6 weeks. But like I said, it has developed a misfire to the point now where it's undrivable. And I thought it was plugs or coil packs, and I've tried them. And it's not, and it's got a lot worse. So I'm starting to, think the worst. So the first part of call is going to be to compression test it, because that's going to tell us straight away if there's anything serious going on, and we can work our way up from there. So I bought a little cheap £20 compression kit. Here it is, and we're basically just going to thread them in and compression test it. So what I'll do quickly off camera, I will whip out the coils, I'll whip out the plugs. I've got the old coil packs here to go back in because there's nothing wrong with them, and the new coil packs are 200 quid. So if it ends up going down the road to Copart, I'm not sending it with a new set of coil packs in, there's no way. And I had to buy this fancy little tool as well to get the plugs out because sockets don't fit down. Anyway, yeah, so let's just get the compression test done and we'll go from there and talk about possible scenarios then. So I'll come back to you in a minute and we'll do the compression test live so you can see for yourselves. Okay, so we're ready. Probably another thing worth mentioning is when the car does run, it chuffs out of here, out the filler cap. And obviously it's pushing oil past the seal as well. So that's why I'm kind of thinking it's serious, because it's pressurising the cam cover, which is never a good thing, is it? And yeah, well, our plugs are there, coil packs are there. There's not much telltale on the plugs. One was a bit wet on the end, which I suspect is the one that was the issue. That is the issue. And yeah, it came back to this side. That one come out of this side. I don't know if that's number 1 or number 4 on these, but it's gearbox end. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start from the opposite end, because like I said, I think the issue is on the other end. So I'm going to screw this in until it's tight. Like so. the gauge is set to 0, resets it. It might be wise if I just grab my tripod and you can watch it then, can't you? See what it does. I don't even know what is normal for these, so I guess we're about to find out. Let me lower you down a little bit, I think you're too high. That might be a better. No, not like that. I hope you're close enough to that. Can I zoom you in? No. I'll do it and then I'll show you the results anyway, but you can try and watch it go up. So we need to try to crank it the same amount of times for each one, so I'll just do the first one, maybe 4. It's more like 5, that, wasn't it? And what have we got? We've got 185 psi, or 13, just short of 13 bar. Just short of 13 bar. So I'll throw it in number 2. I'm going to put you back on stand a minute, it's going to be a lot quicker. Like that. Throw it on number 2. Make sure it's reset. So about 5 cranks. It's 5-ish. Pretty much exactly the same. 13 bar on number 2. Number 3. So I'm going to make sure it's reset, which it is. It's 5 again. $12 bar. So that's a little bit less. 12 bar, I think you can, as long as you can see it. And then the one that I think is the problem, which is this one. So again, make sure it's reset, which it is. One last go. So that one had 5, if not 6 cranks. And absolutely nothing. Absolutely nothing on that one. Nil point 0. So that confirms we've got no compression on cylinder 4. Which is never a good thing, is it? No compression on cylinder 4. Let me have a think about this for a few minutes, what step to go next, and I'll come back to you with our next move. But yeah, that's not good, is it? If we've got no compression on cylinder 4, what can that be? And it's chuffing out the top. So you can't even pull a dipstick on these to see if it's pressurising bottom end, which it must be, mustn't it, if it's pressurising top. So burnt out piston rings, maybe. Bore wash, I don't know. Yeah, give me a few minutes, let me have a think about it, and I'll come back with a plan. Alright, I'm back. I decided I wanted to have a look down these bores, and luckily local tool station had this little endoscope inspection camera, so let's give it a go. Now let's turn it on. I'll press and hold. Oh, yeah, it's quite a good camera actually. Don't know how much you can see, but I'm pointing it at the Audi right across from us. Right, so I'm going to go on cylinder 1. I'm just going to have a quick look down these, and for the time being, for the minute, you're just going to have to take my word on what I tell you I can see. I'll try to, if I see anything of interest, I'll try and get you in. But looks like a lot of carbon build-up on the pistons. Right. But that's supposed to be a good one, so compare them. Again, a lot of carbon build-up. Yeah. Number 3. They all look, to be fair, same consistency. And then number 4. So this is the one. Is that a crack? It's so hard to tell. It looks like it's cracked. It looks like there's a crack right across the middle of the piston. I'll see if I can, let me pull that down a second. Just see if I can actually get you in a view where you can, oh, I heard it then, I heard it. This isn't easy with 2 hands. Come on, go back down the hole now. There. No, I can't imagine this is going to look any good on camera. No. And just about see that line. See that line across the piston? Is that a crack? Oops, come back down now. I think I need to wipe the end of the camera. Add some oil on it. Oh, this is easier said than done, isn't it? I do apologise. This isn't the best of don't know what you can see there, but to me it looks like there's a crack in the piston. It's so hard to tell. It could even be a chunk of carbon buildup that's come off. Again, give me a minute or 2. I need to have a think about this. Right, I think I've come to a decision. I just can't see enough with that camera down there to know if that's a crack or whether it's just a mark where carbon buildup is. I think it's a crack, but I can't get it clean enough to be able to tell. But either way, it's definitely piston ring / bore related, because I poured a bit of fuel down the spark plug cap, and it just goes straight through and into the sump. Don't even hang around for a second, it's just gone. So yeah, unfortunately it's serious. The only way to proceed with this, to try to fix it, would now be to pull the head. And unfortunately that's just not something I'm willing to do. I don't want to get into that. Although it would make good content for you guys, I think the time is to cut my losses, because even if you fix it, you need to find out why it's happened. I'm pretty sure I know why it's happened. I think it's the map that's on it, because it is running 300 horse. And perhaps my fault a bit. I should have probably took it to a rolling road straight away and got it on and checked everything. But perhaps it's overfueling massively on boost and it's washed the bore out. I don't know what are common issues with these engines. But the fact that there's absolutely zero compression on cylinder 4, it's pressurising the cam cover, tells me that it's piston, rings or bore, all of which basically it's a full engine rebuild, isn't it? Simple as that. You might get yourself in there and find that the block's scrap, knackered. It might be a cracked bore. You just don't know. So you'd be better off just putting an engine in it. I think put an engine in it, take it rolling road, get it mapped back to stock maybe, or just with a mild tune on it within safe parameters. And I think that'd be the best cost-effective way. But you see, an engine, if you want one with decent miles on, it's 2.5 grand, and then I've got to take all the front end off, I've got to take the engine out. You might as well do maintenance to the new engine before you put it in. Next thing you know, you spent over 3 grand, and I just don't want to put that money into this car. It's a shame, because like I said, on the road, unbelievably fast, great fun. It's a really nice one, but I just can't do it, guys. So I think, unfortunately, it's going, and the only way really now, I think, unless I can find someone who wants to take it on, knowing that pretty much basically it needs an engine, the only way for me to get rid of it now is to send it to Copart, really. It's hassle-free, it's stress-free. Yeah, I'm going to lose out, but do you know, the cars are sold as is, with no guarantee, no warranty. And I won't have any comeback, do you know what I mean? That's the thing I'm worried about. It's a tricky one. It's a shame. I've been sat there for best part of a year. It's lasted 2 months on the road, and it's going to end up back where it come from, innit? Oh well. Tell me what you think I should do. Like I said, I think I've made my mind up, but tell me what you think. I think I'm pretty sure with the diagnosis now. It's definitely bottom end, and like I said, unless we pull the head off, there's no way of knowing anymore, and I'm not prepared to do that. I've got enough going on. I don't need the added aggro and stress of this thing. So there we go. Yes, not great. I had a feeling it was going to end up somewhere along the lines of replacement engine, and it has. I think, like I said, I'm no expert on this stuff. I only do what I can, but yeah, that's what I think is the problem. So that's going to be the end of this video, and probably the end of this car. You probably won't see it again. These things happen with salvage cars. You all have been warned. I bought many lemons already. I've also got some really good deals. There's no guarantees. Like I said, I don't know the history of this car. I don't know what the previous owner did to it, how they drove it, how it was maintained. I don't know what modifications they had on it when it was mapped the way that it was mapped. Yeah, it's my own fault. I should have took it and got it remapped back to a safer zone. And it was the plan. I just hadn't got round to it, and unfortunately it happened like I said, 2 months. And my wife's been driving it majority of the time, so and she drives like very slow, put it that way, hardly rev cars. I've had a little bit of a few squirts in it, but yeah, it's a shame. Anyway, that's it. Say bye-bye to the Mini. Bye-bye, Mini. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.